Yeah, it felt good. Uh, I really don't got much to say about it other than good news is my wife isn't in labor, so talk to her. And yeah, I was pretty happy with the performance. Might have got a little excited in the first round. I was trying to go for that finish again and uh, wasted a little bit on the gas tank, but it was the fight really couldn't have gone any better than I planned. Um, ate some of his best shots and was able to return some strikes and wasn't too much of my old wall install, as people like to say. I still went out in the open and kind of struck with them and just kind of finding my groove.
So you were fighting Cheick on his home turf. It's obviously a big night for him. You played the role of the spoiler, but you lasted longer than a minute something.
minute six.
So an improvement.
Yeah.
How do you feel about it?
I feel great about it. I wasn't really focusing on the last fight too much, but in my head I might have been going, all right, I want to wait till a minute. I want to make sure I'm a minute in before I throw a punch, so I beat my last time out. But as the fight went on, confidence kind of grew, and second round ate a couple of his best shots like during of the fight, and like, oh, I didn't hurt too bad. Let's keep the fight going, and I think losing a little bit of weight kind of helped my gas tank a little bit too. I was tired, but I wasn't exhausted out there. But yeah, I mean, just happy to three fights in a row. That's been a long time since that's happened.
I was gonna say, speaking of growing confidence, this is quite an impressive streak that you're on. I believe you're an underdog in all three.
Oh, I'm always underdog.
So.
Tyrell was like a 6-1 or 8-1 underdog, and with Mitrione, I think I was 3-1, and with Cheick I was a 2-1. So I like being underdog, and I like proving people wrong. People got in their head that I'm not a very good fighter, and I just love proving them wrong.
We're now going to open it up to media questions here. Donna Corby, your line is now live.
Tim, congratulations, great performance. I know that there was talk with Gareth A. Davies in the cage afterwards of perhaps pursuing a title or something like that, and I'm sure that's something you're very interested in. But MMA history has kind of dictated you and Cheick Kongo have to go once more, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, there has to be a rubber match in there. But I'm not gonna lie right now. I might be a little selfish, and he's been at this a little bit longer than I have. So I mean, I want to be a little selfish here and say he can wait till after me and Bader fighter. I'd like to have that opportunity first.
It's safe to say after the Vadim Nemkov fight, there was maybe obviously Ryan Bader's going to have to go up and defend his title. Maybe a couple of those shots you landed tonight would have maybe sent Ryan Bader to sleep. No.
There was a couple of solid ones. I know that for sure, and my hand does too. I actually was thinking to myself when I was on top of him there, a couple of those shots were, I mean, some of the strongest punches I've thrown on my feet or on the ground and right on his jaw. And, I could tell he felt him, but he kept coming up. I was just like, oh man, your Cheick's got a jaw like a granite jaw, man.
Obviously, you've got a bit of time now. You've just done a 3-round fight, which is obviously a 3-round heavyweight MMA fight is a huge athletic endeavor, and also, like you said, your wife is going to give birth soon, so you're going to be taking a little bit of time out. When ideally would you like to fight Ryan Bader?
January, February. But if they say, hey, you want to fight Ryan next week? I'd be like, yeah, let's do it. But ideally, I'd like. I've been training nonstop since like June 28th. I just got into a short, intense camp, fought Matt. Took like 2 days off. Knew I was gonna fight again. Went right back into the intense camp, and my body definitely has some bumps and bruises on it. But I don't want too long to lay off. I'm liking what's going on here. So I mean, a January, February fight would be great.
Jay Anderson.
Hey Tim, congrats on the win tonight. Obviously, a historic card to be on as well. You mentioned Cheick having a jaw. Were you surprised the fight wasn't stopped in the first? Because a lot of those punches you were landing, he was just covering up, and they were getting through.
I honestly think if his jaw went to hurt my hand, I probably might have been able to finish it. I had to stop throwing it because the pain was excruciating. And that actually happened a lot in the clinch. I was going for body locks, and when I'd lock it up, I put pressure on my wrist. I had to let go of it because it just hurt too much. But yeah, no, it was impressive. He definitely was having quitted him. I think that some of those blows would have made Lesserman, just take a couple more punches and finish the fight there.
And I know, you don't do the matchmaking, and there's going to be some politics and everything come into play. But other than the title shot against Bader, is there any fight that makes sense? I mean, I know you really wanted the Kongo rematch. I don't know if you're interested in the Minikov rematch as well. But is there anything else out there that you would say, okay, if Bader's going to be gone for a while, I'll do this?
If I have to wait for Bader, like if I'm promised Bader, I have to wait for him. I'll do that. Like I said, I might be a little selfish right now, but I think I've done enough to earn it. Maybe I haven't. Like you said, politics, MMA is kind of weird like that sometimes. But I've been all throughout my career. I've been a yes man, or a career man, or a company man, and I've always said yes to everything. I think it's not bad maybe now for me to be a little bit of a no man, or kind of a little selfish, like I said. But ultimately, if they say I gotta wait a year, well, I don't think I'd wait a year. I guess I'd have to fight again. But no, I think I've done enough. Maybe not. Maybe some people will think otherwise, but I think I have.
Absolutely, congrats.
Hi Tim, congrats on the win. Just got one question. With CBS Sports now being in the mixer with Bellator as a heavyweight now being on this platform, what do you think it will do for you, and what do you hope it will do for Bellator going forward?
I think it's a lot bigger platform, definitely. I think CBS. Well, I know CBS is a lot more people's living room than Paramount is. It was Paramount looking. I'm not talking shit on it. But it's definitely more like just go to the Instagram page. CBS has 300,000 more people following them than Paramount did, and it just opens up the sport to more eyes. And the more eyes that are on the sport, the more fans you get. The more popular and everything.
Hey Tim.
Kevin?
Sorry. Hey Tim, congrats on the win. You're on a streak now. You just beat the guy that challenged Bader for the last shot at the heavyweight championship. Getting the rematch and getting the second fight under your belt. How do you feel forward, looking at possibly future opponents, or matching yourself up against the champ?
I think the proof is in the pudding. That first, just see how far along I came that first fight to this fight. I think it's a night you can tell the difference in me as a fighter, confidence in my striking, confidence in my overall game, and yeah, I'm definitely not afraid. Ready to spoil Oddsmakers night again with Bader, because I'm sure when we line that up, I'd be probably a 5-1 underdog. I like the sound of that.
I had an
We'll take a few more here.
it gave me
Luis?
like a weird connection error. It wasn't password
Hi.
or anything.
First, congratulations,
It looks
congratulations
like
for your win. And were you surprised by the judge's split decision?
Nope, I'm not surprised. Like I said in the in-cage interview, I honestly could have saw the fight going either way. When you have close fights like that, I knew that first round and in the second round, me and my corners after the second round we got over there, they were like, that was a pretty close round, which any fighter knows when the corner tells you that's a nice way of them telling you that you lost that round. And third round went back and forth, and I wouldn't have been surprised how it went. I wouldn't have been super disappointed if they gave him the nod. I knew it was a close fight, and ultimately I probably could have done a little bit more, but I felt like I did enough to win.
How does it feel to be fighting in the away team in this huge event?
And like I said, I kind of like the underdog or the bad guy kind of role. It was a great experience. The crowd here, even though we had a limited amount of crowd, the crowd was digging it. I was digging the crowd. They were a very educated crowd, and they were cheering and not booing. They didn't get anxious, and after the fight, they didn't boo me, which I appreciate. Thanks, France. And yeah, I'm just happy it was nice to fight in front of a crowd again, that's for sure.
Our final question comes from Lenny March. Go ahead, Lenny.
Yeah, just one from me today, Tim. I want you to get home as quick as possible back to your wife. You know, I hope she has a good labor.
Yeah, I talked to her right. I just called her in the hallway before I came in here to make sure she wasn't in labor. She said she isn't, so we're good to go so far.
That's good. That's perfect. My question is, 2020 has been a year to forget for everyone, but on the other hand, it's been perfect for you. 3-0 in 2020. Could it get any better for you?
You know, I just hope I have a healthy baby girl born, and that'll be the pudding or the cherry on top.
Yeah. Well, congratulations on an impressive performance tonight.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Tim. Thank you very much for the time.
Yep, thank you.